Pokemon Go developers made a new game that lets you mine Bitcoin. Well, earn Bitcoin. The game seems to be tied up with Fold, the Bitcoin discount company, and you can mine for Bitcoin in an augmented reality where you walk around the real world and there's blocks or something of Bitcoin, and you click on them, and I don't know, you get $1 or something. Martine Wishmayer, what do you think about Bitcoin and games, especially the addition of Niantic, the major developer behind the worldwide hit Pokemon Go, where all the good people were walking in all the bad neighborhoods to find all the special Pokemon? Can we expect a repeat here, but this time with Bitcoin?
This app is not available in your country. That's what I got. So yeah,
Oh,
our
someday.
global currency is all of a sudden geo-locked by the App Store. So I haven't been able to try any of it. I think it's nice. It's a good way to get the people. I don't think you can get like dollars. It's probably satoshis, but just keep running around and maybe like tie your phone to the dog or something when you walk your dog, so you have extra miles you walk. But I like the idea. I think gamification is great, especially for those wallets. I mean, Fold has been doing their cashback program for a while. I've been unable to try it because not available in your country, but maybe in time, maybe they will open it up to the rest of the world, but probably there will be another company just doing the exact same thing in Europe. So yeah, until then, I've been. There was a similar game like this, sort of AR type of game, coin. Not coinding. There have been several like walk around on a Google Map style thing, and then you get satoshis and you can walk them. I think Ben even developed something like that not
Yeah,
too long
Benny
ago.
boy.
Yeah, there's nothing Ben hasn't developed really. He's been like he's the crazy mad scientist of the World Crypto Network. He's been basically developing everything. That was. That was one, but there were several others out there as well. One had like the camera on all the time, so you could see the AR style interface, and it was just throwing around shit coins, which you could never cash. And eventually, people got tired of it, and they uninstalled the app. So that wasn't a very good one. There was. I think CoinDing before that, and the guys were struggling with a business model, so eventually they ran out of Satoshi, so it ended. But it does look like Ninantech, they have some financial muscle behind it. And Fold definitely has a client base, and they've been rolling it into the same app. So it's probably going to be successful, and it's a good way for kids too. To get started with collecting some satoshis, run around, visit those bad neighborhoods, because that's where the satoshis are. They find out their iPhone is being stolen. So, but in general, yes, I do like the idea of gamification, Bitcoin, and just like use your phone. It gets people excited, and I do see business opportunities here too. If you have a Bitcoin accepting business, and you can throw around some satoshis around your front door, and maybe just a few in the front, near the front door, and the rest is inside the place, so you can get people in your bar or place. So that, yeah, absolutely cool. Yeah, I'm totally for it. I don't see any negative points here really, except the app is not available in your country. That was like a disappointment.
Well, it's too bad that Fold is not available in Martine's country, but they've done a great job with gamification from the very beginning of their app. They have this fantastic kind of Wheel of Fortune game you can play every day, and usually you win like 100 sats or something nominal. But just the idea of getting people to come back to your app every day and to hit that wheel is just such a great thing for interaction, and to get people to look at the new discount and pop up a message to them and all that. So they've just done a really good job starting in the beginning with their discount app and gamification. Josh Shigala, your thoughts of Bitcoin Go? Will you be soon searching for Satoshis in all the wrong places?
Yeah. Actually, I really love it. I remember Niantic brought out this first game, and then it turned out it was Google. So I think Google's behind this actually. behind a few corners. But interesting to see them sort of maybe testing out Bitcoin. Yeah, I really want to see Ben's game. I want to know what Ben's up to, because I remember him showing this like 6 months ago, and also working with his seed phrase Google Maps thing, where you could have like 3 words or 4 words and it would pinpoint you down to the meter, and using that also to chuck some Satoshis around. And the cool thing is, what you really want is full Lightning Network integration. Ditch some coins around your business, and let them come to you. And yeah.
Niantic did grow out of Google and Google Maps. They had an earlier version of the Pokemon Go game that I remember Andreas talked about playing. It was very early. People were trying out GPS, and he had noted that a lot of the towers and main stations of Pokemon Go were carryovers from the previous interactive map-based game. So it is great to see them continue. That's the one.
Yeah.
And it was pushing the boundaries back then. And of course, everyone was saying, oh my gosh, the privacy, and everyone's going to see where you are on the map. But then somehow Niantic got this incredible deal with Pokemon, seriously, the greatest IP in the world for this. And everyone instantly forgot all of those privacy things, because you got to collect them all. And that's a higher thing than privacy, is collect them all is number one. Ben Arc, the inventor. I think you had this before with Bitcoin scavenger hunts, as Josh said, the 3 words. What do you think about Niantic and Fold taking it big time?
Well, it's one of the back burner projects, which I think we chatted about in the maybe in the after parties, and it's something which we need to sort our asses out and fix, because it's almost there. We're about 70% of the way there. So Satoshi Go was the idea. I mean, it's not been officially released or anything, and it really is on a back burner. But a lot of it's there. Like we have to basically have, like, I don't know if I should kind of announce this or not, because we haven't finished it, and I don't know when we'll finish it, but it's fucking cool. Basically, you have like an app on your phone, and it's like Pokemon Go, and you can scavenge hunt for Satoshis. But the Satoshis, so you go as a funder, you can go and you can select an area on a map, and you can pay a Lightning invoice, and you can drop a whole bunch of Satoshis, and then people then can go to that area and then can collect the Satoshis, can run around and collect the Satoshis, and it's like Pokemon Go. And we put a lot of work into this. Like, it's a few of us who put a lot of work into this, and it just kind of got put on a back burner because we were doing other stuff, and it's still there, and we need to finish it. But it's a cool idea, like, because, you know, if you think about Pokemon, actually why they made a lot of their money was from being paid to put Pokemons in certain locations and drive traffic to certain locations. Well, you could do that if you were a business. You could just scatter a whole load of Satoshis just around your shop or whatever, or make, you know, a breadcrumb trail which people could follow to your shop. You could use it also. You also use it to sabotage things. So originally we were going to launch the idea at Bitcoin Miami, and there was a few speakers that I didn't really like, and I was thinking I might just like focus in on that area and then just drop like a few million Satoshis, and then watch everyone get up with their phones and start walking around collecting the Satoshis, and then ruin the person's talk at the conference. So you could use it for trolling as well. But
whatever you do, don't get on Ben's bad side. I tell you what, you're going to get Satoshi'd.
And you'll have all the kids running around. But I was thinking in my own little village, like if I threw a bunch of Satoshis around my village and the kids got their phones out and they could run around and they could collect the Satoshis, like that's a really good way to kind of get people to learn about Bitcoin. Like they have a balance of Satoshis and they can actually then use them like a wallet. You can then, you know, scan an invoice and then send them and pay for something else, like give them another experience as well. Be great for a conference like this. Throw a bunch of Satoshis around. That's one of those. This is a project we need to finish, and I feel like it's white for not doing it because it's
hey, you know what's hot? Dogs are hot in crypto. You know, dogs are fucking hot in crypto. You can have dog walking, you know, dog walking while getting crypto and getting Satoshis.
Satoshi dog walkers.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
But so I mean, the games. There's a bunch of game centric like Bitcoin companies here, and yeah, no, obviously, you know, Bitcoin in games is going to be wonderful. It's just this kind of two routes. It's like do you build a game around Bitcoin, or do you build a cool game and then like integrate Bitcoin into it, or do you take a legacy? Well, it's 3 weeks, I suppose. To take a legacy game and then kind of integrate Bitcoin into it. I don't know. Like,
Well, the same thing, the same questions.
Story, which then would benefit from having Bitcoin. And I think the worst thing is what the worst approach is. You have a Bitcoin is like, oh, I want to build a Bitcoin game, and then they build a game around Bitcoin. I think they're always crap. Like, first you should have a good game, and then somehow Bitcoin should be relevant for that game. But no, I think Satoshi, Bitcoin, Pokemon Go for Satoshis, for collecting Satoshis, is like a bit of low hanging fruit right there, you know.
Yeah.
But no one else can make it because we've almost finished. So there's no point, because we'll, like, you know, next month we'll roll out our finished game. Maybe.
Well, the same questions were asked with VR. Like, do you make specific VR games, or do you just adapt games that are already there? At the end of the day, it always comes down to the best games in VR are the ones that decided to build a game for VR and actually focused on it. So I think
that's interesting. It's a good argument.
Yeah, I think the best way is like think, okay, let's think of the specifics, and NFTs work really well as well. If you think of Pokemon Go, you could have different characters, and the bigger they are and cooler, and you collect them.
I retract what I said before. I think the best Bitcoin game would be a game which is built around Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, you know,
that VR idea, because you're right. Like, the best VR games, the ones which are like clearly built for VR.